In a recent video, we discussed the evolution of Tarkin's hatred for the Jedi. Although he had grown to respect the Order as peacekeepers in the pre-war period, the Clone War changed everything, as Tarkin came to see that the Jedi doomed themselves by failing to use their full abilities with the Force to end the war. For Tarkin, technological superiority could easily replace the failures of the Jedi. But while Tarkin saw the removal of the Jedi from the galaxy as ultimately a needed process in the path to galactic order, did he really know how the true fate of the Jedi came about? Did he know that the Clone War was orchestrated by Palpatine, who controlled both sides to destroy the Republic and Jedi and usher in a new order defined by the Empire? In this video expose, I will answer this question and discuss Tarkin's thoughts about the true nature of the Clone War and the potential to recognize Palpatine's wider involvement. Let's answer this question right up front. In the current canon, as described in the novel Tarkin by James Luceno, although the future Grand Moff would be chosen early by Palpatine to play a major role in the future Empire, not even Tarkin himself was brought into the greater conspiracy involving Palpatine's true measure of control relating to the Clone War and even Order 66. Tarkin did not directly express knowledge or even the potential that Palpatine was the true puppet master of both sides during the galactic conflict. But Tarkin's thoughts on the matter of the Clone War 5 years after Order 66 demonstrate that while he wasn't 100% certain of Palpatine's true involvement, he definitely had his suspicions that not everything about the Clone War was as it seemed. Right from the earliest moments of the war, Tarkin always suspected that something was off, and it wasn't simply a conflict of the Republic versus the Separatists. It seemed orchestrated in some way, playing out under the influence of some being or group in control. The initial catalyst of the war was just too convenient. The Battle of Geonosis sprung up from nowhere, with a random secret army of clones arriving just on time. All of this made it seem as though there was an elite group of outsiders who were funneling the galaxy towards war to promote their own agenda. But again, it should be noted that Tarkin never actually suspected Palpatine was directly involved with these secret elites. Other than Geonosis and the Clone Army, there were other indications that the war was a method in which to reorganize the Galactic Order. Before the war ignited, Tarkin knew Dooku personally. Since Dooku was attempting to bring Tarkin's homeworld into an alliance with the Separatists, the former Jedi and Tarkin had numerous discussions in the pre-war period. Only one thing was off regarding Dooku. Tarkin recognized that he never actually made a legitimate, powerful case for separatism, or even so much as a decent case for war as a means to achieve the political ends of the Separatists. This made it seem that Dooku was merely playing a role, further pushing Tarkin to question the realities and context of the Clone War. And Tarkin didn't believe that he was playing a role in furtherance of an agenda developed by the Jedi either, like many believed in the era of the Empire. If Dooku was operating to benefit the Jedi in secret, having never truly left the Order, it didn't make sense for the Jedi to not throw in with the Separatists from the beginning. Thus, Tarkin believed that Dooku wasn't acting in furtherance of the Jedi, the Republic, or even the Separatists. It seemed clear to Tarkin that Dooku was orchestrating division within the galaxy to the benefit of another party, creating even more questions in his mind about the legitimacy of the war and the fact that someone was steering the events to serve their own ends. This belief was strengthened further through his final discussion with Dooku just months before the war began. Dooku had knowledge and made promises that in retrospect seemed bizarre to Tarkin. For example, when Tarkin implied to Dooku that war was unlikely, given that the Republic had no military of its own, Dooku told Tarkin that he shouldn't be surprised if the Republic had access to secret forces. Again, when the Clone Army emerged at Geonosis, this had to spark a belief in Tarkin that some larger scheme was unfolding. How else would the leader of the Separatists know that a secret military was going to be available to the Republic, and yet did nothing to try to stop it, almost seeming to welcome it? All of this caused Tarkin to conclude that there was something greater going on with the Clone War than what was happening on the surface. But while he was certainly capable of speculating that Palpatine was the elite outsider orchestrating the events of the war to his own benefit, Tarkin never expressly considered Palpatine directly to be in control of the Clone War, at least as his understanding existed 5 years into the Empire. So there we have it, Tarkin's suspicions about the Clone War and whether he knew it was controlled by Palpatine. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter, @SWReadingClub, for updates regarding the channel. Or support the channel through Patreon, for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... for convenience.